Hello, everyone. Welcome into a Friday edition of Post-Show Headlines. It's weekend time, Johnny, but we do this before we go. Thank you all, by the way, for being a part of Post-Show Headlines, watching it, liking, subscribing, and, of course, sending in questions. So what we like to do on a weekly basis, now that we've gotten our feet wet with Post-Show Headlines, it's quarter two.
That's always good.
We've reached the second quarter.
And we like you, liking and subscribing.
Yeah, it helps us out, so thank you. John gets more and more questions coming in. People slide into your DMs.
Instagram and on X.
Yes.
So feel free, send in your questions. We have enough now for 6 weeks.
Oh, I love
After
that.
this one.
Okay.
So people are doing it, they like it. And two, I even responded to 2 people today who said, tell me if you're going to use my question.
Yeah, so I can watch.
So I sent, so Sammy and Darnell both got Instagram. Today I'm using your question.
All right, so have at it. These are the 5 listener questions sent in today.
All right, Dennis in Rosemont, Pennsylvania.
Hello, Dennis.
My mom grew up in Garrett Hill, which is sort of Rosemont. Do you spend more on sports gear annually or on your pets?
Pets.
And it's weird because I took this question today because we were talking about pets earlier. Do you spend more on? I easily spend more on pets, and it's not clothes.
Pets, but here's what it is: dog food,
boarding.
I don't do the boarding. I got people.
So you people.
Yeah, but dog food. I don't buy much gear. Yeah,
you don't. You have old gear.
I got old. I have not. Bryce Harper jersey was the last jersey I purchased. Before then, I don't know. Who the last jersey was. I don't really buy jerseys anymore. If I see a shirt that I really like, I'll buy it. But you know me, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. Like when we were in New Orleans, I wanted a Super Bowl 59 quarter zip, and then I saw the price tag.
You weren't going to pay $120 for one, and
for a quarter, 3/4 sleeve.
And I said you're smart. And I said you're smart not to do that.
But the dog needs food, so $60, $70, $80, depending on the bag.
How long does your dog food last?
I get the giant bag. So
does Christina. She gets it, but Nikki has to have the prescription.
No. I don't have
the
prescription.
These little dogs, they're all very finicky, but we only have to buy it like every quarter.
Yeah,
She's little.
I don't really know how often I buy it, but it is dog. I pay more for my pet's dog and the cat than myself.
So he's absolutely dog. I'm absolutely dog.
Yeah.
You should see the dog place we board Nikki.
It's probably a 5-star resort.
They have a chandelier in the lobby. It's called Canine Resorts, and it's awesome in Malvern. And they take great care of her.
That's nice.
And we bring her in. We're going on vacation.
Yeah.
And you're saying goodbye to the dog. The dog pulls up to this place. She's like, get me in. The
dog's happy.
She wants to go play.
Dog's saying go back on vacation.
Okay, Aubrey.
Hello.
From Cheltenham. I don't know if Aubrey, because it's a picture of an animal, so I don't know if it's a guy or girl. So Aubrey, we appreciate you. Has Dave Dombrowski truly been a better GM than guys we have previously criticized in this town? Again, I pulled the questions today, ones that were more topical to what we've been talking about.
Right.
I don't think Dave Dombrowski
he's bad.
Should be that criticized. I mean, there's things he can be criticized for, but the bottom line is what you always point to. The 3 straight 90-win seasons.
Yeah, they've had success.
And a trip to the World Series, a trip to the NLCS, a division championship, which we all longed for.
Yeah.
So,
but I can say since whenever the trade deadline was last year, I don't know if it was also July 31st, but let's just say
usually is, I think.
Since July 31st, I have been more disappointed with Dave Dombrowski than I was in previous times. Austin Hayes, I hated the trade. As you remember,
I didn't like that either.
You right away. I was like,
you did.
This was a weird trade. Did not like Austin Hayes. Did not like that they traded away Sir Anthony Dominguez. I was worried that would bite them in the rear end. He's pitching well for Baltimore already.
You could certainly use him right now.
I have not liked this offseason plan that they had. Luzardo trade's great.
Luzardo trade's fantastic.
Great trade.
But are you going to re-up him before he goes into his contract year next year?
I would imagine, because you're letting Suarez will probably be going. But for the most part, since July 31st of 2024, I have been disappointed. Not fired him, he sucks. I've been disappointed with what Dave Dombrowski has done. That doesn't mean he can't change things. He built this farm system, part of it, right?
He did.
He's a part of it.
He's the one who brought Preston Mattingly
right.
and looked over him.
And so Crawford, if Crawford comes up, that's a tip of the cap to Dave Dombrowski. Or they trade for somebody. And again, if it's something that I like, I base things off of how I like, not how it works out. I did not like Austin Hayes before it didn't work out. If I thought a trade was good and it just didn't work out, I'm not going to rip Dave Dombrowski for it.
I always say, well, I was for it,
Right. Yeah.
And if it ends up being stupid, I was for it at the time,
right.
but
like I think back to Colangelo. All right, I think it was Colangelo was the Al Horford, right? Yeah, Colangelo was Al Horford.
Al Horford.
This city went nuts in favor of that move,
and I couldn't believe
they loved it. And then as soon as it went south, oh, this stupid Brian Colangelo. Well, hold on a second. Own it that you liked it. Right. I own it. I liked it.
All right, Sammy from Instagram.
Hello, Sammy.
Asks a question. Sammy with an IE.
Okay.
That's a little interesting choice on your part. You both have...
It might not have been her part.
Or he.
Or he. It may have been Christy's an IE.
Oh, is it an IE?
Yeah, my wife's is IE. She didn't choose.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't write down a document.
But Sammy would be Samantha, right? On your birth certificate. You're not Sammy on it, right?
You never know.
Hey, you both have $5,000 walking into a car dealership to negotiate. Who walks out with a higher car payment?
Oh, higher car payment? I thought better car, it's you.
No, higher car payment. We both have $5,000 put to it. We're buying the same car. We're going in to buy the same car. And by the way, he's with a car dealership that does not advertise on our station.
How about that?
And it begins with a C, and it's Italian. And I told him, I said, why don't you get them to advertise?
Yeah. I would drop all 5,000.
No, you're going to drop the 5,000. You're going to put 5,000 down on a car.
Yeah.
But who's going to be the tougher negotiator to get a lower price?
Oh, you are.
See, now what's funny is I think you are.
Dude, I walked in again, I have owned one car where it was my purchase. Right? I went on the lot, that one, done.
Oh, so you didn't even, because you sometimes make me, because I'm very frugal.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go, you'll say something and I'll go, dude, I'm not that frugal.
Right.
Like you're very,
no.
Okay. See, I walked
on the lot, I said, that seems fair.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. See, I was bad. Like, you know. But then again, I bought that car when I was 20, 21. Like, I didn't.
My last 3 cars, Christina has bought. She's gone in. I said, here's the money we had to put down.
Well, that's right. You got her on her side.
And she's ridiculous.
Yeah, that doesn't come in account of the question. You have the shark. My wife is not a shark when it comes to that kind
Christina's
of stuff.
ruthless.
Okay.
Ruthless.
So that's why John wins.
Shabir, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's not a good enough deal. Paul on X asks, I'm saving the last one for last because it's classic.
Okay.
Paul on X says, now that the Eagles have 2 championships, does your desire for the next title team change? Yours didn't change though.
No,
is what I was thinking, because you wanted a Sixers championship.
I need the Sixers
before a second.
I needed the Sixers to win at some point in my life. Please, I need the Sixers to win. All right, like I've seen that. Look, I love the Phillies. I've seen them win. I would love for them to win again. I would love for the Eagles to win 17 in a row. I would love to see the Flyers win. But the Sixers are that baby of mine that I've never seen them win at the mountaintop. They got to the mountaintop when I was 7. All right, I need to see the Sixers with the years that I went through, with the process, whether it's this team or not. At some point, my hours spent have to be paid off. So it's still the Sixers.
It took 52 years for the Eagles to pay me mine.
Yeah. I need the Sixers to pay me off at some point, because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that organization.
I can't decide if I want a Phillies World Series next or a Flyers Stanley Cup, but I think the Flyers Stanley Cup is more of a concept right now.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot more. So I'd say Phillies.
If I were to say deserving, like group, it's the Phillies, because they do play hard. Like they do. They're a great team.
They do.
And the guys seem great.
And,
right? Like I would like to see Bryce Harper
win
in what will be a Hall of Fame career win here.
So would I. Especially after they won when he left.
Yes.
So in Washington. All right, last question, and this is great. And Darnell, I sent Darnell a little note because I thought this was hilarious.
Okay.
Darnell on Instagram. And Dylan McKinnon behind the scenes may have to weigh in on this one. I wrote down that he says much love, because he prefaced this with he has much love for the show.
Much love for you.
He loves
Darnell.
the show and he loves our guys. But he said that we are his favorite white dudes on the radio.
Okay.
So he asked, who is the whiter guy between you and Andrew? I think I am.
Yeah.
I think I am. Even though I think I'd put my rap music.
I mean, I think
my rap and hip hop knowledge I may put above you.
No, but knowledge. But I was literally rapping old
You were,
songs for you.
and I almost croaked the other day. I said, we still learn things about each other sometimes. And the thing is, though, when Darnell, I said, what does Darnell consider white? Like the whiter guy. And because we would play White Crime, Black Crime on the Shaq
when you were with Shaq,
which you can do with Shaq because you don't get in trouble,
right?
But it would be like, I was like, what does whiter mean? But I think it was myself. I go, okay, white. If it was you're looking in the dictionary, it's me.
Yeah.
But you're also of a foreign. You're like my wife. You have more of a foreign.
Yes, with the Lithuanian background,
right? Yeah. And you're very involved in it.
Yes,
you're very involved.
I experienced.
I grew up in Delco. Believe me, I experienced all the culture.
Look, I'll say this: like, if we're gonna keep it real, like, I grew up in a white community. Like,
yeah, you did.
White community in Mullick Hill, New Jersey. One of the best things for my life in terms of just experiencing different cultures and how people live differently. Temple, which was really cool.
Me too.
But I played in a Philadelphia baseball league for 8 years, and we played North Philly. It was right off of Broad Street, Huntington Park. And not only did I have, black teammates and other black people around the league, it's a very heavily Dominican area.
Oh, is it?
And so the other fields were like fast pitch softball.
And they would kick your ass.
No, dude, no, I'm drinking beer.
They were much better players.
Yeah, of course. But we were drinking beers. Like, I met so many different people playing in that baseball league from different cultures and experience, trying different foods. Because everybody cooks.
I did not.
It was a party.
I tell my daughter, and she can't believe it, because of the school she grew up in and growing up in Atlanta, which is much more multicultural in every neighborhood than Philly is. And when I tell my daughter, I said, I did not have a black friend till college. And my daughter goes,
because where you
grow up. My daughter goes, really, Dad? There were no black people in Delco? And I said, in my area, Delco and Broomall, there was not.
Yeah.
Broomall, Newtown Square, there wasn't. And I said, you get to live in a much different, where you understand people more.
Yeah.
I said, I was like, wow. I said, this is really interesting. And now Temple's much more multicultural than it was when you went. Is much more multicultural than when I went.
Right, absolutely.
It was just totally different.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your questions. Send them in via DMs. Let's have a good weekend.
Yep, absolutely.
Stay dry.
Talk to you Monday morning. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed, full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.